Hello everybody, it's Calxiyn here, and before we get started, let me just say that you guys should check out my Patreon or join our Discord server. The Discord server is free. A lot of people seem to be confused about that sometimes. It is free, you can just join. Anyways, so this may be a lame video to do all by itself, I guess, but I wanted to talk about... It's weird when you say it out loud. Okay, so you know how Leo...
When you openly belittle your own content? Yeah,
You know when Leo
That's
had the
my job.
pocket watch and he
Yes.
used the pocket watch to open
Yes.
the door? Like, I had a thing about that, so I would just like to read it. Because Hunter was at work all day, and so I had some time to sit alone in my thoughts. So, like, I just want to talk about, like, Ozpin's Clockwork tools. Like, that is basically, like, sort of... That's basically sort of what's going on.
His aesthetic.
Yeah, his clock aesthetic. So,
timepiece fetish.
basically, Lionheart takes out this little clock and attaches it to one of the circles on the statue. And a lot of people were like, well, like, complaining, like, okay, so people were seriously complaining last week that the statue was unnecessary to have in the background. And I'm like, it's world building. Like, why are you so salty that it's there? You know, like, people were mad. Like, I don't understand, like, why all this focus on the statue? Like, it was there for, like, 2 frames, but whatever.
Which is also, like,
okay.
if we figured out, oh, that's probably where you get to this special thing, I wonder if, like, any hijinks has ever occurred there with just, like, Haven students.
I guess.
Like, do people try to grope the statue?
Oh my god.
People do that to, like, statues of Juliet and, like, Vienna. Not Vienna.
Juliet? Romeo
Florence.
and Juliet? Or
Florence, in Florence, Italy? Or Vienna?
Oh.
Yeah, there's this thing of there's a bronze statue of Juliet.
Of Juliet who?
Juliet from fucking Romeo.
That's what I said and you didn't...
Oh, well, like, I was trying to explain other things. Point
Okay,
is that,
whatever.
like, her boobs are shiny because people keep on groping her in photos.
Are they supposed to be shiny?
I mean, no, because that's just, like, people's, like, using their hands on her.
I'd rather
Because of
be
their groping the,
shiny.
you know. I mean, if you're gonna grope someone, might as well grope a statue, but...
Like a treasure from a sunken pirate wreck. Okay, anyways.
Continue. Alright, I feel like that was enough of me
thanks for that.
myself.
So, anyway, I told y'all that the statue was important. Anyway, so I think it's super interesting. Like, I don't know, maybe that's weird, but it's just because, like, Ozpin's basically surrounded by gears, and I don't remember how they got to the basement of the school anymore, but I don't think that was the vault. I think those are 2 different things. So, my question is how did Salem get into there?
What if it's the statue outside that John looks at?
Oh, and, that's true. Maybe it's just all statues. But I wonder how Cinder knew to get in is my question. Or maybe she couldn't, because she said...
Or she was told by Lionheart, presumably.
How to get into the Veil one?
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because
Right,
Lionheart put his clock thingy in, but how did she get in? Because the basement wasn't it, I don't think.
Well,
actually,
she didn't try to get there,
you know,
did
she could have just used his cane after he died, and then Crow could have taken it back. I think that's a pretty easy explanation. Because, like, when she was on the roof, I mean, maybe she had it on her person, and Crow was just like, oh shit, I better grab this.
So Ozpin said the cane wasn't a relic, but it's also,
But it could be an unlock.
It could be, like I said,
key.
a key.
Yeah, and so after Ozpin dies...
Does that make it a Keyblade? I'm sorry.
After Ozpin dies, Cinder takes it up with her to the roof, and so when RWBY Silver Eyes her and she... I mean, we don't know what happens to her. Crow comes on the roof and saves RWBY, right? So maybe she's like, oh, I better take this. You know what I mean? Like the cane from her, and so maybe that's how he gets it. I think that's a pretty easy explanation, but moving swiftly onward. So Lionheart has a pocket watch, I think, and I think that's really clever, because it looks like a normal object, right? It's just a pocket watch, like what does it matter? And I'm pretty sure he was looking at it in another scene, but I can't confirm whether that was true or not, like I just don't remember. But anyway, so you put it in the... like, in the slot or whatever, and it opens like magic, and I feel like that's a really nice callback to just the Wizard of Oz, right? Because, you know, the wizard didn't have any actual magic, he just kind of used ordinary stuff in order to, you know, give an illusion of magic, right? And so I feel like the illusion of magic here is just, like, this is probably a very simple, like, I don't want to say rigging system, but you understand what I mean, like a pulley type thing where it recognizes the weight of the certain object and then goes down instead of actually being like, ooh, magic, it open sesame.
But then presumably you could just stick whatever in there.
Well,
and
it probably has to be an exact weight, right? So you just have to get really lucky.
Yeah, but I know you'd like to think.
And you also have to put it in the right hole.
But also the mechanism started moving as well, right?
What do you mean?
Like the timepiece started moving.
So maybe
it's like connected
it's probably
with gears and stuff.
That's what I was thinking as well, is that it may have an opened back, and then you click it, and then it goes in, if that makes sense, and then it twists together. And so that's what I kind of mean, is that it's not like, ooh, it's magical. Like, there's a very, like, easy explanation. Like Hunter said, I forgot that the clock was moving. So, like, the gears on the clock, like, you could press it in, and maybe that golden back opens to some gears, the gears connect, and it goes down, right? Because this just kind of brings up that, like, the Wizard of Oz didn't have any true magic. He only kind of was using, like, pulleys and rigging and, like, mechanical stuff, right? Obviously, Ozpin has magic, right? But he doesn't need to magic everything in existence, you know? Like, you can't get by like that. You understand what I mean? And so, even though it's not exactly like the Wizard of Oz, because the actual Wizard of Oz didn't have any magical anything, this is like a nice mix between the two, because you have kind of the magic of giving people stuff, but you're not enchanting objects necessarily. Like, you're not enchanting doors and shit like that, you know? It's more of a, I don't want to say a real world thing, but it's more of something that anybody can do, theoretically, right? Yes. And the magic is more reserved for the actual vaults themselves instead of maybe opening them. And like the gear motif, or the gear like thing happens a lot. Like the gear aesthetic, I should say, not motif. The gear aesthetic happens a lot with him, and I don't know. I think that that's cool how they were able to mix two concepts, because you think like the Wizard of Oz having magic and then the Wizard of Oz not having magic is things that should contradict each other, right? But they've used it very well in this show. Like, I can't really explain it, but they've basically made it so he has magic, but he also doesn't have magic. Like, he's not just magicking everything in existence. He's actually, you know, doing some regular-ass stuff, too. You know what I mean? And maybe one of his personas that he embodied was sort of a builder, or an engineer, I guess I should say. Like a clockwork guy, right? Because his cane seems to, like, open using the gears and everything like that. And so I wonder if him possessing that body, his old one, I wonder if his body had anything to do with that. Or even, like, back previously. Does that make any sense?
Yes.
And, yeah, I don't know. I'm lame. I want to talk about clocks. Like, that's basically all.
I know that you like this show because you will talk about some of the most inane shit.
Yeah, I guess. But, like, I don't know. Like, don't you think that's interesting, though? Because you have the wizard, but then you have all of the other Ozpins, and all of the other Ozpins probably brought skills that the original wizard wouldn't know. And so, like, how to use, like,
I feel like
engineering and stuff like that, you know what I mean?
More one way.
What do you mean?
Like, there was Ozpin that was I don't know.
But I feel like it could go both ways, right?
The first thing I thought was a dildo salesman.
You could have just said a baker or something.
No, the first thing I thought was a dildo salesman, and I stopped and, like, I need to think of something better than a dildo salesman.
Oscar, like, is basically, like, Ozpin should know how to farm now. Because Oscar knows how to farm, you know what I mean? And so if his personas have carried some skills over to him, it makes sense that he uses them. And so maybe one of his past selves was an engineer that's like, I like the steampunk clock shit. You know what I mean? I'm gonna use it all the time now. You understand?
I just like the idea of, like, Ozpin being like, I was a king, I know how to rule. I was a warrior, I can fight. I was a farmer. I am experienced in crop rotation.
Okay, listen. Why do you drag me like this?
Cause you just set yourself up for it sometimes.
But you understand what I mean,
yes,
right?
I understand what you mean. I just like the idea of him knowing a lot of inane shit.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that he probably knows a bunch of stuff, so why not use it to help make the vault as secure as possible? Because you need to kind of use all of these skills.
I was a safe cracker in my past days.
Yeah. Anyways, I don't know. I just wanted to talk about clocks. I'm sorry if this is a lame video. I don't care. It'll still get at least 100 views anyway, and, like, that's just the goal. So, there you go. Anyways, I hope that
I was a YouTuber in a past life.
Oh my god.
I know how to just hawk a Patreon.
Patreon?
Yes.
Anyway, speaking of that, if you guys enjoyed, remember that you guys should join our Discord server so you guys can talk to us about RWBY and then pledge to us on Patreon.
I was a RWBY YouTuber once. I know how to arbitrarily expand a video past the 10-minute mark.
I hate you so much. Like, why are you doing... Anyways, Hunter is, like, cranky because I'm keeping him up till 10 at night making YouTube videos.
Motherfucker, I should be, because you were on call with the Sims people.
I was on the call with EA because my game wasn't working. Anyways, so I hope that you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye!